We'd like to just introduce Craig Shipton, the multifaceted, talented man that we'll now get to know. Craig currently manages several small businesses that he owns in Brisbane. His background is in training was in banking, finance, law, and education. He's worked as a high school teacher in the Solomon Islands and London. He now has a love for travel, surfing, and a long-term goal of cycling around the world for a number of years that I'm sure many of you have been privileged to also experience. He loves taking risks and seeing others stretch beyond the current limitations. He believes risks must be taken because the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. And lastly, a secret painter that you can experience out in the foyer. Abstract, colourful, and a love and a joy for him. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you. I'm the founder of 25,000 Spins, and you're probably wondering, what is 25,000 Spins? Actually, we're going to show a short video, but anyway, we'll clip over that and we'll do it at the end. But 25,000 Spins is an organisation that runs charity cycling events, and charity cycling events are where you're going from one bucket list location to another bucket list location, whether it's on road bikes or mountain bikes or gravel bikes. And it was started in 2009, and since the beginning it's raised, with match fundraising, over 7 million Australian dollars. And collectively as a group, 4 million kilometres cycled, which is about 100 times around the world. The events have been run in Europe, in Australia, New Zealand, and in North America. Sorry, I'm not a fan of public speaking, as you can probably already guess. I work with charities like ADRA, Tear Fund, World Vision, World Bicycle Relief, and UNICEF, with an overall umbrella of helping people in poverty. So cyclists come from all walks of life. It's definitely not just about the Christian demographic or the Adventist demographic, although there's many Christians who come. There's non-Christians, which is fantastic, and who come back year after year. Many of the cyclists, there's been over 1,000 cyclists who've come, but many come back there's been some that have come as many as 18 times on different events. Ben, who's up the back, he's a regular participant and super helpful, and those that know Ben, he's an awesome guy, and others here that have come on trips before, which is awesome. I wanted to take just a quick step back, because I know I'm mostly in the audience and I enjoy that, but I wanted to encourage all of us to sort of, in a sense, aim small. I think we often think big and think grand, and I would encourage you to think small and to do that each day. And I wanted to take a step back to where I was in 2008, before the bicycle events began, and what was I thinking? And before I do that, I just wanted to share a verse from the Bible. In Isaiah 58, 10 to 11, it says, "Feed the hungry, help those in trouble, then your light will shine out from the darkness, and the darkness around you will be as bright as noon. The Lord will guide you continually, giving you water when you're dry and restoring your strength. You'll be like a well-watered garden, an ever-flowing spring." And I imagine all of us would want that. We want to be guided by God. We want to have energies. And can I just see by a raise of hands those that have thought, if only I knew what God would want me to do, I would do it. Probably many of you felt that. Maybe you're feeling that now. You're in the audience. Certainly I was thinking that in 2008. Love to do something, not really sure what that is. And I was doing the normal thing. I was going to work, coming home from work, living life as you do. But I definitely wanted to do something more, and it was winter time, and winter in Europe is not as pleasant as it is here in Australia. And I would watch in the evenings, on a Wednesday night, I was watching this television documentary called Long Way Down, Long Way Round. It's a two sort of part series on these guys on motorbikes, just having an amazing time. And I was thinking, oh wow, I really enjoy travel, enjoy adventure, but to be honest, my life was pretty normal. I just did what everyone else did, and that was go to work, which is a good thing, and meet up with friends on a weekend and had trips to do, etc., as you do. But it got me thinking, and I got chatting to a friend at work, and we decided together to go. We were planning a trip by motorbike from London to Beijing in China. And as the planning went on for that, he decided to pull out, and I don't know anything much about motorbikes, and decided it wouldn't be a bad idea to be stuck in somewhere like Uzbekistan without a motorbike working and not knowing how to fix it. So I thought, that's not a good idea. I will ride a bicycle, and a more realistic target for me was to ride to Athens in Greece. So that's what I decided to do. And as the research went on, I realised that 25,000 children die from things money can solve. And I wanted to give back into that and to raise £25,000, which is about $50,000. And on the journey to Athens, it was approximately 25,000 leg spins per day. So I thought, well, I'll call it 25,000 spins. So hence the name. And I didn't know anything about this. Like, my knowledge was pretty close to zero. In fact, I was just a commuter, a cyclist, which is just literally ride to work, ride home. For those that know about cyclists, Lycra is a common thing in the cupboard. I didn't even own Lycra. And you'll see a photo later of me at the end, and I'm wearing stuff that you wouldn't wear cycling. I would definitely recommend it. And so, I began sort of chatting to friends, work colleagues, people that I met about this idea. Of course, most people are not thinking, hey, let's ride to Athens. It's a pretty crazy idea, and I thought it was pretty crazy as well. But I thought I could convince people to go to Paris. It's a wonderful city. It's end of the Tour de France. Who wouldn't want to go there? And that's what happened. So there was 18 of us, and we headed out on a morning from central London in Trafalgar Square off towards Paris, and 5 days later we arrived, cresting the hill, seeing the Eiffel Tower. It was amazing. If they only knew what was in my brain, I was thinking, wow, I'm amazed we're even here. This is unbelievable. And yeah, we had a fantastic time. I continued on with a friend of mine, Trent, and his wife, Naomi, who actually is speaking later today. And we travelled across France. We cycled through Switzerland. We arrived in northern Italy. This was essentially the route we took. So at northern Italy, they went on a more romantic adventure. I continued down the Croatian coast, ended up in a Croatian hospital, ended up in a Croatian kind of police cell. Separate story, but I wasn't doing anything illegal, don't worry. And then I continued further down Montenegro, Albania, bumped into some cyclists who happened to know someone who had a luxury yacht, spent a week on a luxury yacht, and then continued to Athens cycling. And look, it was amazing. Like, it really was. Look, you can see here, no Lycra. I wouldn't recommend that get up and go, to be honest. It's not a wise decision. Calluses were my friend. I guess I just wanted to come back to that statement earlier about in Isaiah 58, 10 to 11, help those in trouble. I mean, the help that those in trouble is different for what God has blessed me with. I actually had surprisingly little skills, to be honest. Like, this is really all I had. A willingness. I had time, which is a blessing. I was working, but I could quit my job like most people can. Yeah, look, it's liberating. Then I loved adventure, which I still do. But I'd got it to the grind of life, which is nothing wrong with that. That's part of life. It's not fun every day. And I had a bike. Sorry, I can't spell very well. I rode a bike. Yeah. not one of my giftings, spelling. What I didn't have was experience. I didn't have any experience about any of this. Physical fitness, I definitely didn't have physical fitness. I rode to work, but that was it. I wasn't ready for a 4,000 kilometre journey. And I didn't have any organisational skills per se. And the list goes on, you know, the list was quite long. But I think we often get caught at that point, what we don't have. And I think, you know, you see in the Bible a lot of times that God says, don't worry about tomorrow. What can you even do about tomorrow? You can't extend your years, there's so much you can't do. So don't focus on that. Focus on today, focus on what God has blessed you with, and do that. And I didn't anticipate, nor did I even have a goal of standing before you. In fact, Charmaine only told me a week and a half ago, so I definitely didn't have that as a goal. But I didn't have many things that have happened as a goal. And I think that's good, because if you just do the things you have before you today, and you do that well, and you keep doing that, then God determines if it's, in our eyes, big or small. And I only wanted to show you those kind of numbers and things at the beginning, not to say, yeah, hey, look at me, or what, anything, because it's all the people that have come and contributed and helped, and you know, many of them speak at the front. I'm not particularly gifted at such a thing, but I want to encourage you that you have gifts and skills which even you're not aware of, but you have small ones, and just do the little baby step each day. The daily bit is important. And next, if any of you are interested, obviously these trips require people. We're hoping to do London to Paris again. It's a fantastic trip. It's been refined over the years, so you'll be sort of getting the best of. Cycling in Italy, which is great. Definitely recommend that. And then to be advised on Australia and New Zealand. That's the web address. Do you mind just playing that 50 or... where I had 44 seconds, I think it was, if that's okay. Lovely to meet you from the front. I hope to see you on a bicycle with Lycra.
Angles we get to see it on when it comes to the trails that we're on?
The scenery is spectacular. It's beautiful. So highlights would be scenery, just good times riding with my sisters. It's just, I don't know, it's just all fun.
You can do it at your own pace. That's what I really like about it. You get stops along the way. You get a lot of encouragement from the people that you're riding with. So it's actually an experience, not just a ride.
And I thought, with an e-bike, I might be able to do it. Best decision ever. Fantastic ride, easy riding. The e-bike does most of the work for you. Not a problem whatsoever. Enjoying the scenery at the same time while you're riding an e-bike, talking to the people without getting huffed and puffed.
There's no aggro, no stress. Everybody seems to make it through in the end. Yeah, there's a couple of sore bums. Yes, there's a couple of sore legs. But it's really professionally done. As I say, the drivers for the vans, the way that if we have to, you can put your bike in the back, ride along for an hour if it's too much, and then hop out again and continue on.
There are just so many highlights. The lakes, the colours, the rides, the group, it's the support, I can't rave enough about it actually, I really can't. It's fantastic. And you can sign me up for more rides, that's for sure.
Thoroughly recommend it. I think anybody who just wants to have fun, wants to give back to others, and wants to experience something new, something they've never done before, I think you should totally do it. You don't have to be an amazing athlete to do it. A bit of consistency in training and you can make it.